Thank you so much. It is always a privilege to be here in the presence of one of the most courageous people I know, Madam Mariam Rajavi, to be in the presence of so many great exemplars of democracy and freedom from so many different countries who have served in so many roles. It's a very humbling experience. But most of all, it is rewarding to be here with you, because you are freedom fighters. You are fighting for your people to be free. And I've been privileged to come to these meetings for more than a dozen years. And every year we say, next year, next year. Well, we said that in 2024. Would anybody have believed when we met in Paris, I believe it was June 28, 2024, many of us spoke about the dangers of a nuclear Iran. We talked about the way in which Iran was the greatest supporter of terrorism against countries across the world, the destruction of Syria, the blowing up of Americans over decades ago, hundreds, thousands of people killed by terrorists who were getting money from Iran, even the war in Ukraine, children, women, old people being killed by drones that were produced in Iran and sent halfway across the world to fight a war in which they had no cause. There was no reason for this. Who would have imagined on June 28th that this year we didn't have to worry about the centrifuges spinning? The IRGC generals who have plotted such destruction, the Quds forces, only because, like a rat, he was scurrying around in the darkness night to night, never sleeping in the same place, was Ayatollah Khamenei. So we are living in a moment now when the future is here. We don't have to wait. It is happening now. The problem is, of course, that even though we hear, it's wonderful that the United States dropped bombs. I'm very happy that those Tomahawk cruise missiles and bunker buster bombs broke up Isfahan and Fordo and Natanz. But the IRGC generals who have plotted such destruction, the Quds forces, only because, like a rat, he was scurrying around in the darkness night to night, never sleeping in the same place, was Ayatollah Khamenei. So we are living in a moment now when the future is here. We don't have to wait. It is happening now. The problem is, of course, that even though we hear, it's wonderful that the United States dropped bombs. I'm very happy that those Tomahawk cruise missiles and bunker buster bombs broke up Isfahan and Fordo and Natanz. But it is not enough to simply destroy bombs. It is not enough to simply kill a few leaders. What has to happen is regime change. And we need support for that. Because without regime change, what happens is the rat Khamenei scurries out once the bombs stop dropping. And what does he do? He attacks his own people. They start rounding up people. They start torturing more people. They stop start killing people like Behruz Hassani and Mehdi Hassani, and they execute them. I mean, this has happened in the last week. There are 14 people who are associated with the PMOI who are sitting on death row now. We cannot wait for regime change. It must happen, and it must happen now, and it must happen from the people of Iran. We will see this change, and we will see it because it is not just individuals, as many individuals as there are in this room, as many people as there are in Ashraf 3, as many very brave people who are in Iran, because it is very clear that none of the things that have happened over the last month could have happened without there being people in Iran who are helping fight this fight. So it will happen. But then we have to know what comes next. And I think it's very easy for governments around the world to say, well, all right, so we put the nuclear program back. We set it back, whether it's years, whether it's months, whether it's really a very significant long time. And so we've taken care of that. And the next thing to do is we need to negotiate a new treaty. We need to get together with Khamenei, and he has to come to the table, his people have to come to the table, and we're going to put in place a new treaty that is going to end these nuclear ambitions once for all. Well, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. There is no negotiating with people like the mullahs in Tehran. It cannot happen. It will mean nothing. It will not be worth the paper that it is written on. The only way it is going to happen is if there is regime change. And again, some leaders in the world, some very influential people say, well, let's figure out who should be the person who's going to rule over Iran. Okay, let's get rid of the mullahs. So who are we going to put in place? And lo and behold, the son of the Shah sets himself forward and says, oh, me, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a great job. Just, count on me. Well, I think we know what the Shah of Iran did, his father. I think that we do not want Savak back. We do not want more torture chambers. We do not want more people being executed in the name of the Shah. And there is nothing, there is nothing that says that this man leads a movement. There are not people in Iran saying, please bring back the Shah. Oh, yes, we want the Shah back. That's not happening. And so we have to look to the only alternative. And that alternative is a movement that has existed now for 60 years. It's changed over time. And in a leader who has shown not just her courage, but her commitment to human and civil rights, to equality for all, to a recognition that you cannot have a Ayatollah who is going to rule how people lead their lives, their private lives, who are going to tell women that they have to be covered in a certain way, that they have to defer only to males, that they can't even go out and live a normal life, that their word can't be trusted in a court of law, that they cannot have the same rights even to their own children. That is not the right way. We have to have leaders who believe in what we know are fundamental human rights. And in Madam Rajavi, we have that. So I say to you, you are all here because you are supporters of this movement. But it's not enough. There are not enough of you. I mean, it's very impressive. We see thousands of people when we come to these meetings, but it's not enough. You have to go out and spread the word, and it has to get back beyond just this community. We have to go, those of us who are here from other countries, we have to go back and say, it's time to recognize the legitimate leadership of Maryam Rajavi. Thank you very much.